of today's slammers who will, I think, enlighten and entertain simultaneously. Tonight it's going to be a single round slam and a 5-minute time limit. This is an adjustment made on the basis of keeping the evening short, but not unfairly. Somebody who may have come with 2 3-minute pieces prepared, they can offer both of them if they can squeeze them into the 5-minute time limit. More about that later. We need, first of all, to determine the sequence of tonight's 11 slammers. And they have signed up, and I have given random numbers to them so that when a number is called out, I'm going to have to hunt for it because I don't have them in numerical order. Why is that? I didn't want to offer any kind of special benefit to the first or the last person who signed up. So, Kim, you're a fairly numerical individual, I've always thought.
Quite numerical, yes.
May I have a number between 1 and 11?
6.
A 6. Whoa. That means that Jason will open the evening. Stay where you are, Jason. Because we've got to get all these other names up here. But, Jason, I need your advice. A number between 1 and 11. Jason, are you here?
9.
9. Good call, Jason. That's George.
That's second. Woohoo!
George, a number between 1 and 11, if you will. 1. 1. D. Avery. D, are you here?
Right here.
There you are. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. You just used the letter D, is that correct?
Today,
Sure.
yeah.
You're easygoing. I appreciate that. I need a number between 1 and 11. No repeats accepted.
Oh, shoot, I can't remember. Oh, wait, I'm 9. 10.
10. Good call, I think. Yes. Adriana or Adriana.
5.
Now, where are you, Adriana? I heard the 5. You did really well, but I want to say your name correctly. Yell it out for me.
Adriana.
Say it again.
Adriana.
Thank you, Adriana. I'll have it down pat by the time you perform. And you called a 5, right?
Yes.
Wyatt.
3.
Good call, Wyatt. That boy pays attention. I think. Yes, he does. Because right next to him is Bill. Yes.
2.
You're amazing. I think if I've got it to me, yes, I did. Tamsin. Where are you, Tamsin?
Hi, did we say 4 yet?
What'd you say?
4?
You're doing pretty well. Yes, indeed. Scudder!
7 now?
Oh man, I'm impressed. Morgan!
11.
Carlton!
Never left.
What did he say? He said whatever?
He said whoever's left.
Whoever's left. Well, you know what? He's got it. He's got it. Well, what's the number, Carlton?
There should be one left, right?
What's the number, do you think?
I heard 8.
You got it. So, closing out the evening is Nora.
Is there room for one more?
Forgive my handwriting, but there they are. Let's hear it for them. Is anybody disappointed? Did I leave anybody out by any chance? No complaints.
I
Well,
heard somebody ask if they could be added.
Yeah.
Bob?
He's asking if he could be added. We thought we could sign up when we got here, but
Yep.
she said it was filled.
It's filled? No way.
Well, that's what she told us.
What's your name? Tom? Are you performing together?
No.
Are
I'm just
you?
rooting. I'm his man.
You're his chaperone? So far, you're doing a pretty good job. We'll find out. And we got Tom. Hey. Who will close out the evening in style.
There's no pressure on that.
Not at all.
Well, it's my honor to introduce to you the judges. And judges, when your name is called, please come forward and form a nice line right along there, please, facing your audience. First, we've got Jean. I said to her, I said, Jean, what qualifies you to be a judge? And she said, and I quote, 77 years. Wait, there's more. Of living on earth. We got Heather! Come on forward, Heather. Heather, I said, you look like a good judge, but what qualifies you? And she said, absolutely frickin' nothing. But I listen to the radio all the time. I have to admit, Heather is my niece. And she also said, anything to help the family. That's Heather. We got Joanne! Now, there's a long story behind this. Joanne is with two friends, and when I was getting Heather's credentials, the two friends were waiting for Joanne to arrive, and I approached them, and I think they'd heard a little bit of the conversation with Heather, so they knew that I was hunting for a judge. And they, oh, no, not me. And I said, it wasn't you I was going to ask, it was you. And no, not me, but I bet Joanne will do it when she comes. Joanne's coming up the stairs, I'm coming down all discouraged, but son of a gun, it looks like somebody called Joanne, so I assumed it was your friend, and I said, what qualifies you to be a judge? No, I asked, will you be a judge? She said, yes. And then I asked, what qualifies you? Quote, because I said yes. We got Walker, a brand new father, everybody. His dear wife, when I asked him to serve as a judge, he said, well, I've got baby with me. And she said, I will take care of the baby. So Walker is in as a judge, and he's qualified because, quote, I'm very judgmental. Been working working on it all my life. And finally, Joshua, bring it up. I said, you look like a good judge of character. Would you be a judge today? And he said, oh, okay. So then I said, what qualifies you to be a judge? He says, I don't know. Someone told me I'd be a good judge of character. That's the end of what qualifies him. Judges, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I fill in your name.
State your name.
We'll start over. I know your names. I have them right here. Heather?
What?
I'm your uncle.
I know, handsome.
She is a good judge. I fill in your name.
I fill in your name.
Do hereby affirm
Do hereby affirm
that I shall remain objective throughout the slam,
that I shall remain objective throughout the slam,
not giving unnecessarily high scores
not giving unnecessarily high scores
to my sweethearts
to my sweetheart,
and those who I wish would become my sweetheart, nor giving nasty and low scores
nor giving nasty and low scores
to those for whom I hold disdain.
I hold disdain.
I further understand that I shall receive 2 sets of scorecards,
That I shall receive 2 sets of scorecards,
each going from 1 to 0,
from 1 to 0,
or something like that.
or something like that.
And with those scorecards, I know that I can give all the way up to a 10,
All the way up to a 10.
which means your poem or your song or whatever you just did blew my socks all the way to Toledo. Gene, you're a little slow. And a 0
And a 0
to indicate don't quit your day job.
to quit your day job.
I understand
I understand
that there's a decimal point between the 2 numbers I hold up.
that there's a decimal point between the 2 numbers I hold up.
And I promise to use it,
And I promise to use it.
or else we'll have ties all over the place.
Or else we'll have ties all over the place.
Finally,
Finally,
I solemnly promise
I solemnly promise
to return the scorecard
to return the scorecards at the end of the slam.
because they have been lovingly photocopied
Because they have been lovingly photocopied
from the Bible of Slam.
from the Bible of Slam.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
From the Bible of Slam,
From the Bible of Slam.
Hewitt's Guide to Slam Poetry, and all kinds of slam. You think I'm kidding? The last third of the book is numbers. Easier to write a book that way. Audience, should we award scorecards to these judges? Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Go back to your original chair.
Thank you.
I hope you do well. Good luck,
Yes.
Joya.
Decimal point.
There you are.
We don't have decimal points mimeographed.
There's no decimal point there, you have to imagine.
You just use your fist.
She's been around it too much.
Folks, every slam has a sacrificial performer. That person who has no hope of winning the fabulous prizes. Just somebody who gives of his or her talents as a way of giving the judges an opportunity to set their standard. But somebody who's willing to do that with no chance of winning. By the way, first prize today, and I want to hear it. First prize is a pair of tickets to Lost Nation Theater. And second prize is a copy of one of my books. I know you're thinking that should be the first prize. But what the heck? It's called Affordable Poems and retail value $3.99. It's a wonderful book, so great once you put it down you can't just pick it up again. But every slam does have a sacrificial poet, and it does give the judges an opportunity to set their standard. And I've agreed to do it for you. 5-minute time limit. Buckle your seatbelts. People, these pots, talk like this. At least some of them. Vermonters. Seems we Flatlanders found refuge, comfort in their values. Plus, the landscape. Why, we could grow our own food. Not sure we were welcome at first, fast talking from somewhere or drive too fast, but we were the ones whose cars they rescued from snowbanks, refusing compensation, maybe telling the story later with a laugh. Vermont can be tough when your pipes freeze that first winter here, and a fool crawls under the sink with a handheld propane torch and manages not to start a fire and not to thaw the pipes, and thus a lesson is learned. Hell, it worked last time. If not from mistakes, maybe we learn from the what-ifs of memory. Knowledge too late that one was a joker on a ladder leaned against the house, all 3 stories, hoisted cinder blocks and mortar for a chimney. Oh, and forgot to mix sand with the mortar, so the thing kind of weaved. Wendell Savage was born in that house, squidded up at the chimney, touched his chin. I never saw smoke that wouldn't bend. Thank you. Now, judges, that's the longest time you're going to have tonight to come up with your scores. We really want a very quick gut reaction, and once you've fingered through those pages enough, you'll know where you're going. They are in order, 0 to 1. If you can't believe me, check it out. On the count of 3, I want a decimal point, Heather. 1, a 2, a 3, hit it. I got a slow poke and another slow poke. Whoa.
No.
1, 2. Oh, and the major slow poke who gives me a 0.1. Lord help us. I know that the poem's better than that, but I got a 0.1. I got an 8.5, a 9.1, a 7.1, and an 8.1. 1, 5, 7, 9, 8, 7, 8, 9, 17. And that is a 9.1. A 26.7.
And you made the baby cry.
That baby knows his poetry. It's a very sad poem, it's just you didn't get it. One of the things I've neglected, can you believe it, is to read you the official rules of a slam. Printed right here on the other pages of Hewitt's Guide to Slam Poetry and Poetry Slam. Here it is. The poet shall perform anything he or she chooses. I'm adapting this for today's event because this is an anything goes slam, and so it would say original poems only. No, anything he or she chooses, and may use props or costumes or musical accompaniment, and has 5 minutes, but with a 10-second grace period in front of 5 judges who will score the work in a scoring range of 0 to 10 with decimal points to 1 place. I love those decimal points. And the highest and the lowest of those scores discarded. Which is why when you have 5 judges and they have the opportunity to all of them give 10s, how many 10s would you need to get a perfect score? And what would be the perfect score?
30.
Who said 30? Very smart. Now, how many 10s would you need to get a 30? How many?
3. Oh, 5.
No, wrong on both. I heard 4. Give it up for the person who said 4. Throughout the event, people will remember the points are not the point, especially with these judges. The point is the performance. Our first slammer for the evening, please give it up for Jason.
Hi, so I'm Jason, and I'm going to be playing It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing by Duke Ellington and Irving Mills, arranged by Eric Osterling.
Thank you, Jason. Good job. On the count of three, judges. 1, 2. Yeah, don't do it prematurely. She's absolutely right. And you too, Heather.
I'm down.
You may influence him. As a matter of fact, I think you're both giving the same score. Just prove yourselves correct. Hold them up, just the two of you.
No,
I want to
it's
see.
not the same.
I think you are cheating, and I don't like it. All right, everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Show me the money is what I like to say. I got a 7.1. By the way, audience, you can influence the judges if you don't like their scores. A 7.1. Yeah, a 7.2, getting a little better. A 7.3. A 7.7 and an 8.1. 2 carried 20. A 22.2 for Jason. Give it up for George.
I could feel his hoofbeats pounding on the backside of the track. I could hear him whinny because I was on his back. Soon the race was over and suddenly we were there. But that was over 65 years ago at good old Barton Fair. You cannot be the winners, that's what the judges said. And when I asked them why, oh why, they smiled and said, "You're dead." When the dream was nearly over and my hair was turning gray, the memories of my childhood seemed so many miles away. I sang this song from memory, never hearing it before, and my heart was filled with gladness as I opened heaven's door. I found my soul at the end of the road. 'Twas waiting there in the field of care. I said, I'm coming home, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. This road must end, and I can't fly out. Down on the pond, just over the hill, there lived a young muskrat, and his name was Bill. Bill was not as happy as he could be, so he went out looking for some company. He asked Tom Fox, "Have you seen Sally?" And Tom replied, "She's down in the valley." Bill found her there beneath a tree, just as pretty as a muskrat could be. Bill got up his head and showed his pride, asked pretty Sally to be his bride. She'd be married, he'd never leave her, so they were married by Meat and Beaver.
On the count of three, judges. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I want to see them. I got an 8.8. Oh, no. Changed score. I got to cross that out. I got a 9.0, a 9.1, a 9.3, another 9.3, and a 9.8. A 27.7 for
Nostril. Is this yours? It's a nostril. It's a nostril.
I was interested in that. I couldn't see how you manipulate the legs. Can you show me now that you've been scored? Thank you. That's really. He's as talented as you are. Wait no longer. It's D.
That's a tough act to follow. This is my first slam. And I'm only here to tell you why I wasn't.
You have the option of using the microphone if you'd like.
Can you hear me?
You folks use the mic, like it's hard to hear.
There you go. All right, well, it's my first slam, and I really was not going to come here, certainly not as a performer, no way, but I happen to have one of those right time, right place situations. I witnessed something the other day, something that could only be interpreted as a sign. So I'm only here to say what I saw, because I wrote a poem about it. I call it Poetry Slam. They used to call them twin cities, but one is clearly more pretty. I know some of you have been into Barrie. I know some find the place a little scary. But poets are bold and poets are brave, and money is always a good thing to save. And so I found myself at the Beverage Baron looking for redemption. Upon redeeming countless cans, I saw a man whose name I won't now mention. That's to keep you in suspense, but I will share that the man wore suspenders. And I wondered then, could it be? But maybe it was just a wannabe, a pretender. Surely it wasn't our local poet laureate at the pump in his chariot. And I tried to just go on my way, but another redeemed woman was in my way. And I'm so relieved she saw me in my truck, but the suspendered man had no such luck. And his bumper sure got bumped. Yep, that thing did its job. And the man didn't even look up, though he sure got bounced hard, till finally, his receipt properly studied and neatly folded, he climbed out of his car, squared his suspender-striped shoulders, and approached the woman, now pulled over out of my way. She was talking fast, couldn't hear what she had to say. But it was seeing that scene, it was hearing that definitive wham that inspired this poem. I saw a true poetry slam. Yes, it was him. Yes, I just knew it. That bumper-bounced man was our own Geof Hewitt. Right? Please tell me I'm right. It's so good to see Geof now, a poet brave, a poet bold. I hope he doesn't mind this story I've told. Sometimes you get slammed while pumping your gas. Ain't that life? Such a kick in the... Thank you.
Go deep.
Judges, I'm going to count backwards. I'm going to start with 3, and then I'll wind up with 1. And then I'll say, show me. Is that clear? Is it going to work for you, okay? Just for variety, okay? Give it a try. 3, 2, 1, show me. Good, judges, you're doing fine. I got a 7.9 from the Mimi. I got an 8.7, an 8.9, another 8.9, and a 9.1. 18.5 carried the 2. A 26.5. I have to tell you the rest of the story. I don't know where you were, Dee, because I didn't think there were any witnesses involved. But anyway, I was getting belted up after paying for my gas. And there was a car backing toward me.
She was looking out for me in my truck.
And I saw this car coming toward me. I thought, well, that's okay. I just won't start yet. And it kept coming. And I just plain froze. I didn't think to hit the horn. And, you know. So the car that had hit me pulled forward and then was kind enough to pull over to make sure everything was okay. And I got out of my car and I looked at what had happened. There was no damage. And I thought, this is an ideal opportunity to try out road rage in reverse. And the woman was terrified. She had her head out the window and she said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry for parking so far forward from the pump." And she said, "Do you want my phone number if there's any kind of after effects or anything?" I said, "No, we're absolutely fine." And she drove off considerably relieved, and I felt like a hero because I don't think she was as surprised as I wanted her to be. She must have known from my face that I'm a really nice guy. I want to hear for Adriana!
Kind of heard the top of the last one. I mean, before I started, I wanted to dedicate this poem to my brother Elliot. Elliot has autism, and I know all his life it's been like super hard for him. And with this poem, I just wanted to tell him and show him that I know, I understand, and I'm here for him whenever he needs it. Okay. And with that, this poem is called Nathaniel Green. Nathaniel Green owns the world. He does not dress up in a tux. He is not a CEO of a billionaire company. He does not fly in private jets. He is simply himself, but he does not listen. He doesn't hear anybody else, so why should he try to listen? All he hears is the yelling, the pleading, the crying. He does not hear the love or sound or consideration in their voices. He does not depict emotion, so why should he try? Some people say it's how he's wired. It's how his brain works, after all. That he's only trained to know that the world rotates while he walks on its soil. But the truth about Nathaniel Green, the beautiful, raw, ugly truth, is that he's alone. Sure, he may seem accompanied by the 10 unrelated toys he gathers in grocery bags when he leaves his room, or the assorted interest in counting his steps from the bus stop to the front step. Nathaniel Green is different. That's the beautiful, defined truth. While the rest of the world is a perfect square on one lined piece of paper, he is a separate piece of paper with lines going to nowhere off of the page. Nathaniel Green is not selfish. He does not dare hold emotion, and he is no perfect square. He simply knows deep down, though he can't directly say it, that the world is his oyster, and he just needs to find a way to fight it. Thank you.
On the count of 3, I'm going to go forward this time, Judge. 1, 2, 3, I want to see him. Got such a slow I got a 8.4, an 8.7, an 8.8, a 9.4, and a 9.5. So 8 is 15, and 4 is 19. Carry the 1, 9, 8, 17, 26.9. Your paws for Wyatt!
Well, this one isn't very much of an emotional one as it is a personal. In the burrow groves, in the moistness of it all, my yellow, greenish, moisty, sporish friends take their place in the ball of bush and blue that we call our home, and is their home too. Come next rain, and the burst of life expands, much like the human in our own conquests, expanding, expanding, until there isn't much room. And I got it.
Louder, louder.
Okay. Gaming at night isn't good. I get caught in the web of dopamine and distractions, never realizing the time. The clock tells 11:33. Must be heading to bed. I fumble across the dimly moonlit corridor, taking care not to step on a cat. I flop into bed. A gray haze, almost like fog, that obstructs my immediate vision. It won't be another hour before I get to sleep. In the meantime, thinking. Horrible, terrifying beasts, but nice things. Jokes and ideas. In the end, My dreams are what I did, fought, or feared in the past few hours. Finally, sleep. Thank you.
I'm going to try a little experiment here. I'm going to do the countdown in Spanish. And at the end I'll say, dígame, which means show me. Okay? Is this clear to you folks? Uno, dos, tres, dígame. Ooh, 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 they're getting faster. Maybe I should use Spanish throughout. I got a 7.8. What do you think of that, audience? A 7. Yeah. But I got an 8.0, an 8.3, another 8.3, and a 9.1, a 24.6.
I was going to say again. Yeah, read the first one again.
You know, people are always... Did I hear something fall? No. I must have imagined it. People are always saying to me, you're such a good-looking guy. How is it that somebody, and you're writing your poems, it's like Shakespeare reincarnated. How is it that somebody with those talents is also able to come up with the scores from those judges? You got to eliminate the high and the low, and you got to total them, and they got decimal points, and you come up with them just about instantly. How do you do it? I make them up. Can we hear it for Bill?
Hello. First slam for a while, and I'm going to sing for you a very, very old song. It was a top 10 hit, I believe, in the 16th century.
Oh.
It's a love song. Abroad as I was walking one evening in the spring, I heard a maiden bedlam so sweetly for to sing. Her chain she rattled with her hands, and thus replied she, I love my love because I know my love loves me. Oh, cruel were his parents who sent my love to sea, and cruel was the ship that bought my love from me. Yet I love his parents since they're his, although they've ruined me. I love my love because I know my love loves me. With straw I'll weave a garland, I'll weave it very fine. With roses, lilies, daisies, I'll mix the eglantize, and I'll present it to my love when he returns from sea. For I love my love because I know my love loves me. Just as she there sat weeping, her love he came on land. Then herein she was in Bedlam, she ran straight out of hand. He flew into her snow white arms, and thus replied he, I love my love because I know my love loves me. I know my love loves me. She said, my love, don't fright at me. Are you my love or no? Oh yes, my dearest Nina, I am your love also. I am returned to make amends for all your injury. For I love my love because I know my love loves me. So now these two are married, and happy may they be, like turtle doves together in love and unity. Oh, pretty maids with patience waits who have got loves at sea. For I love my love because I know my love loves me. I love my love. I love my love because my love loves me.
Yeah. Judges, on the count of 3. I'll do it in English, it'll make it easier, and I'll end with 3. So it'll be pretty clear to you. 1, 2, 3, I want to see them. Ooh, ooh, I got it. Ooh, whoa. Folks, I have to tell you, this is an alcohol-free event. But if you want to throw some booze at this score, go right ahead. I got a 6.9. Things get a little better. I'm ashamed to admit it's my niece. A 7.9, an 8.0, an 8.2, and an 8.8, carrying the one at 24.1 for Bill. Give it up for Tamsin.
Hi, I'm Tamsin. This is called art. My art is not expressive enough. Poetry sucks. It's an alphabet jail. Straight lines, the same punctuation over and over. You say the same words the same way, they don't change. What if it was like painting? What if you could smear words like colors, mix letters, make new punctuation, but somehow you could pronounce it? Like a poem would be mixed media, made of ripped up magazines. A novel would be yarn covered in wax, looped and looped through the pages. Maybe you could even write with light, color gels, and projection. There would be poetry shows at museums. You would pay $20 to see the thing. You would somehow look at the decoupage layers on canvas with glitter and hear it in your head. But it would be different than regular art because of the way you hear it. You'd somehow hear the writer's voice. Maybe you would hear a pencil scratch against paper, even if there was no paper involved. Maybe it would all be sound waves hitting the back of your eardrums and forming words inside your head. What if it was a dance performance? You saw the moving bodies and they spelled out words. New alphabets, new kanji created daily, like graffiti styles. They all sound different but say the same things. Instead, we're here in black and white, moving in the horizontal line, parallel, perfectly level, the opposite of my zigzag emotions, the spiraling feel, the heaving. It's a chaotic ocean inside my head with no source and no end, and that somehow channels itself using the same 26 weird shapes set in place. Somehow, I'm finding a way to translate it to the most formulaic method I possibly could. Is that evidence of skill, of talent, or evidence of true futility and insanity? That I keep coming back here. Day after day, the same words. I always use the same alphabet. I always knew when I could mix colors and splash them and layer visual media. I could take 100 rubber duckies, float them on 20 gallons of Purell, cover it in paint, and call it a day. Tell them it's my magnum opus, that the ducks roil like my soul, like the plastic represents capitalism, that the Purell represents nothing, I just used it for the texture. While people are looking at it, I would sneak up and tip it over. That would be part of the experience, the end of the poem. But instead, I tell a machine to make words for me, take them from my brain, and make it a readable sentence. Maybe that's why I like it, this art, because it takes all I can express and organizes it automatically, because it turns movement of brain waves, sound waves into word lines that, when read, turn themselves back into the echo of sound waves inside your head. Maybe there's a transformation that visual art, that dance doesn't do, that happens with words. Maybe.
On the count of three, judges, 1, 2, 3, show me! Ooh, the slowest. Oh, he's a new father. Give him a break. Plus, oh, he gives a good score though. I got a 7.8. I got a 9.0. I got another 9.0, I got a 9.4, and a 9.6, a 27.4 for me. Wait no longer, it's Scudder!
Hello. I should probably disclose that Joanne and I have played a lot of pickleball together. That's a problem. 9. Is she ranking my pickleball or my, what would my pickleball score be? 6. Yeah, that's much better. So I'm in my 80th year and this is my first poetry slam. So. Kind of a bucket list thing, I think. So this is have you gone shopping recently, and when you used to buy milk, now you have to make all kinds of choices, right? Yeah. So this is about freedom and choices. I stand before a wall of Triscuits needing to learn the name for something that had never required one before. Triscuit Original Crackers, of which there is now a low-salt version. Or perhaps it was Triscuit Baked Whole Grain Wheat Crackers Original. I'm still not certain. Smoked Gouda and roasted red pepper, moving on from that beginning. Then Triscuit Thin Crisps Romano Cheese and Honey, which don't sound all that thinny. To my left, Garden Herb, which I knew I shouldn't buy at the same time as 4 Cheese and Herb. Then sweet potato and roasted onion, balsamic vinegar and basil, and avocado, cilantro, and lime. There are Thin Crisps Parmesan garlic, or you could spend your money on Thin Crisps crackers, wasabi, and soy sauce. Fire roasted tomato and olive oil, or Triscuit crackers, fig, and honey. There are cracked pepper and oil as your smart shopper receptors overfill. There are sweet potato and roasted onion and sea salt, olive oil, and dip. This is most of what I saw in the Triscuit aisle, except for some bite-sized squares and organic originals imported from Canada. I arrived at checkout exhausted, with a plain box of Triscuits and a block of seriously sharp Cabot cheddar cheese. So this is freedom and choice in America. Inadequate housing, no universal health care, rogue on, assault on human rights, a planet fried, racism, women abused, voting rights denied, and 20 flavors for an ordinary cracker. God help us, please. The young woman looked on as I finished my rant. I agree, she smiled. You make me want to give you all your items for free, but unfortunately I can't.
On the count of 3 judges, 1, 2, 3, I want to see them. Ooh, I got a 7.8 from the meanie, an 8.5, another 8.5, another 8.5. They must have been looking at each other's scores. And an 8.8, 5 carry the 1, a 20, 5.5 for Scudder. Please welcome to the stage, it's Morgan.
So the beautiful thing about juggling that a lot of people don't know is you have to learn to appreciate it. See, jugglers are some of the happiest people in the world because they understand that life is hard, but it's also easy. Let me tell you why. When the Diabolo starts, it can start down, but it can also go up. It can do all sorts of tricks. And the only thing that's certain is anything that goes up can come down. And likewise, anything that goes down can also come up. And with that,
Si je pars bientôt. Si je pars bientôt. Si je pars bientôt. Enfin, jusqu'au bout sans
things called?
Diablos.
Diablo?
Yeah.
I was going to call it a didgeridoo. But I think it does a different thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if you could play the didgeridoo while you're doing your Diablo, we could go on the road together. On a count of three, judges. 1, 2, 3. I want to see them. Ooh, yeah. We got an 8.1. Yeah. Well, there's good news to follow. We got an 8.5, an 8.7, a 9.2, and a 9.4. 9, 5, 14, 8, 9, 9 is 18, and 8, a 20. 6.4 for Morgan. Put your hands together for Carlton.
Wow. I wasn't going to do this. I know this gentleman for about 20 years now, and I'm going to do it. This man right here, I got to compete with him. I'm going to be 50 next year, and so I feel like I got to break dance or something. I'm not, I don't think. But I'm just going to, my poems are not long, so and I kind of put poetry on hiatus to become a comedian a little bit, to deal with a lot of the pain in the last 4 or 5 years. But this is a poem that I wrote shortly after 9/11. I am part of the Never Forget camp of 9/11. And so it goes, let me let you know what I'm thinking when I'm silent. Stop the arguing, conniving, and violence. Why do we as people fly off the handle? Not content with peace, we want to dismantle. Burn the wick at both sides of the candle. Our present state of affairs are in shambles. Internet surfing, modern day cannibals are crashing planes in the side of buildings. The world's so messed up, I don't want to have children, and still don't. Look up in the sky at all that smoke. I'm staring at TV like it's Orson Welles' joke. I'm a peaceful man, everybody's my folk. I'm trying to live life with structure, y'all. No, my limits only free is a fall. I'm constantly writing epics and various logs. I got this idea to build aquarium walls. Read everything I can about real estate law. So for once in my life, I could be my own boss. Not smart enough to be a scientist, but hopefully one day I could be a philanthropist. In a hostile world fight with a financial fist. Does anyone out there get my drift? Negative to positive, it's time for a shift. Step in the world and say something to uplift. Maybe from this, we'll learn our lesson. It's hard to swallow like nasty medicine. The concept of peace, it's not hard. Egos and attitudes, they Brody and Bogart. All in the name of currency, AKA democracy. It's how we come with these break and use fallacies. Family vendettas carried out by juniors. Everyone looking like we're sublunar. 5,000-pound bombs nicknamed Boomer. Mad at myself, I didn't let you hear me sooner. And so, thank you. I'll do one more. I saw this play, Passover, the other day. It was impactful. I recognize it in so many ways. So this poem, I've lived here for 20 years. I've had to go back to the Philadelphia area for weddings, reunions, funerals. Sometimes I have a very large family. I can get caught up in mistaken identity. And so this is addressing that. It's called tip of the iceberg blurb. Sometimes cops just want to make your acquaintance. It's cool. We all look like the perp. But throwing piss in the tank, I didn't deserve. Imagine inspiring your classmates to become police. Egos as thick as Roman guards' fleece. My pocket's trying to find the most microscopic evidence. Mama's wisdom and dad's quiet sense is heaven sent. Look into their soul, son. It's not you, it's them. Forgiveness puts you above the rim. Antigone, Socrates, Mohammed, Jesus, David, and Buddha. No one relaxes in the land of Judah. Patience, because in your heart, you don't know me. There's no reason, of course, why I'm free to leave.
Here for the man who makes the sound possible. Give it up for Andrew. Judges on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Want to see him? I got an 8.6 from the perpetual meanie, an 8.9, a 9.0, another 9.0, and a 9.2, 8, 9, 17, and 9, a 26.9 for Carl.
Should have started breakdancing.
I want to hear from Nora.
I don't know, I still got chills from that one. That was really lovely. How's this? Is this good? Alright. Hello. I'm also going to keep it on that a little bit darker, more real note. This is called Please Revive the Dam. Like the weeds in the water, our species seems to run rampant with destruction and slaughter. A small boy cries, a father whimpers. Unlike our mothers taught us, we choose hate over love, greed over trust. We have morphed into the monster beneath the bed. Villages lie destroyed, bones bequeath a friend. Now if it's not enough to take from our own, we rip apart others to gnaw on their bones at a cost not unknown but chosen to ignore. Trees are uprooted, lands overtaken. Unnecessary is the war. Flora and fauna are depleting. Torn apart is a system unjust. Unclean, we are seeping chaos and utter poison. But still I hear the birds, for they sing in spite the demons crawling in us fight. To fall and to stray, repeat, repeat. Our souls are so tired of the constant mistreat. See those same mistakes time after time, we seem to have lost any true sense of pride. For our choices show the truth and the boundaries paint the scene of a world tattered and hostile, falling apart through the seams. And I can't grab hold and I can't hold still. We let ourselves fall and we no longer can feel. See, to hold each other should be enough, but our tainted hearts have taken too much. We act as if we rule the land, and our mother shows us that this we can't continue. Her cosmic sun, setting, fleeting, fading fast. The pinks and oranges will not last. And we can hold on all we want, hold so tight it forever taunts. But to hold the past means a present lost, a life so pure which can't be taught. So as she settle those thoughts, and quit to be quick with egos distraught. And let us remember that we as a whole are one, until one day we are simply none. But presently here you are, just as I am, and if we are ever to survive, one must give a damn.
Here, here. Judges, your scores on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to see them. The same old meaning with the same old score. An 2.8, an 8.2. That's not too bad. An 8.5, yeah. An 8.3. A 8.7 and a 9.0, a 25.5 for me. And our final slammer, barring a tie, please welcome to the stage, it's Tom.
Thank you too much. And since no one else has asked, do the judges take bribes? Come on. Sorry. All right, I got 2. One's kind of small. First one's called White and Blue.
Use that mic.
Louder.
Get right on it.
She told me not to. First one's called White and Blue. The search comes from within. The journey commences in its own time. Its destination determined, desired. Blue and white. The sun soaking into skin, warming. The cool breeze brushing hair, playful. Seagulls searching, insistent. Waves constant, calming. White meets blue. The strength of the mountain remains, tames a heart. Sustains the sky. The snow builds and ebbs. Its seasons stable, serene. Blue meets white. Clouds form and soar. The heat heavy and sure. Rain knows its place, its life a circle of snow, of ocean, white and blue. This goes a little deeper. Lessons learned. I remember the lessons learned. I remember lessons need to be taught. I remember behavior is learned and taught. I remember that every day. I've learned that evil has a face. I know that goodness has a place. I remember that from being 6 years old. Childhood ends, old in youth. Certainty and fear, lessons learned. A decision made, a life in hiding plainly. Covets what can never be, lessons learned. The chosen path, false starts and stops. A prayer to forget, lessons learned. Ooh, are they okay? Alone among many, clothed in perfection, its cloak is thin, lessons learned. No heart penetrates, few scars external, driven deeper unshared, lessons learned. Light hidden falsely allows no touch, the cost too great, lessons learned. Unbidden it rises, a struggle to contain, the edges fray, lessons learned. Rest by fate, the facade collapses, unseen now seen, lessons learned. A life is renewed, answers now known, uncertainty not feared, lessons learned.
Here, here.
Let me know how much, but
They're looking pretty good, these judges. After 11 performances, they're right on top of everything. We still got a Mimi and Miss Generosity. Appreciate that too, you know, it's quite good. And then Slowpoke over here. I'm getting to know the judges pretty well. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, I want to see them. Whoa, Mimi's not the lowest. I got an 8.0, another 8.0, an 8.1, an 8.7, and an 8.8, a 24.8 for Tom. Well, folks, this has been such a joy. Such a great audience. Give it up for yourselves. And, you know, so appreciate Lost Nation Theater making this possible, Kellogg Hubbard Library for including it in Poem City. Don't forget, 3 more performances, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 more performances forthcoming. And right now, Under Pressure, I'm Trying to Pass Over is the name. It came right to me just like a bolt from heaven, as do many things, including this great audience that we've had today. And now for the awarding of the runner-up prize. Oh, it's such a great prize, too. Please welcome to the stage, Tamsin! Affordable Poems, $3.99. I'm sorry it doesn't cost more.
Did you sign it?
I shall sign it for you after the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tamsin. And our winner tonight, it's extraordinary man, George Drew. Sure, go right ahead. But first, George, I need to give you your prize. It's gonna be tickets to Lost Nation Theater.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I know you're excited about that, but you're gonna be even more excited because I'm gonna play you a musical tribute.
Testing. I wrote that poem down on the pond just over the hill back when I was a freshman at Linden State College. It's the first poem I ever wrote in class. And out of all the college courses I got credit for and paid big money for. This is the most rewarding win I've ever had.
George, I hope you see a lot of people, they weren't standing to get out of here. They were standing to recognize you. That was a standing ovation. Give another one for him.